Hello, my name is Warren. I have an opinion, a camera, and access to YouTube. I review movies to give my personal, kind of unbiased opinion to whether or not I believe people who are interested in maybe actors, directors, or genres of certain movies, whether they would should check it out or not, or just see other movies that are either better or whatever. And this week I saw Dead Man Down, movie starring Colin Farrell, and it's got Terrence Howard in there as well. Both people I actually quite like, so I was kind of looking forward to this one. And I found out when I got there that it was done in their WWE studios, which was pretty surprising considering I mean, if there were wrestlers in there, I didn't know because I don't watch wrestling, but it was a pretty dramatic movie that I thought was going to be a lot more action oriented, and it was also pretty bad. This is like I've been seeing nothing but bad movies these days for some reason, and this was no different. I was really hoping for this one to kind of be a lot better than it was. It feels like it was written by high school kids, and I really hate to say something like that, but the love interest is introduced in this movie in such a just shoehorn, forced, down your throat method that it just comes out of nowhere, and it doesn't even seem like she should be there at all. The whole thing is this premise is you find out Colin Farrell's character is his wife and kid were killed by the people who by Terrence Howard and his crew and these other people, and he's trying to get them back. They thought that they killed all three, him, his wife, and his kid, but they only killed his wife and his kid, and that's why it's called Dead Man Down, because it's just a dead man who's hunting him. And the whole movie is just, I mean, it's supposed to be plot twists and surprise turns, but really it doesn't really do anything. Like I said, the love interest is just his neighbor, and they're introduced by waving to each other from across the lot, and then next thing you know, she's like, he's like showing up at her door, and she's like, we're going out, and they go out, and she has him go to this place, and she has him stop the car, and just out of nowhere she's like, that's the guy who hit me with his car when he was drunk. And the whole thing is she's got these scars on her face, and they're just around her eye. Now, I say this because her scars they don't look mortifying. They look like scars. They are kind of bad. She does look really banged up. But, like, I would imagine enough makeup could distract you from that. I mean, you're going to see them, but, I mean, it seemed like they were just kind of, it wasn't mortifying. It wasn't, her face wasn't ripped up. It was just these little scars around her eyes, or around her one eye. And the whole movie, there's this recurring thing where all the neighbor kids call her monster and like do really terrible things to her, like really traumatize this woman, and it's just like there's not really much to really get her all shooken up for. Yeah, she's got some some cuts on her face, but they're not worth harassing her for, and they're not worth making a huge scene over. Like half the time I forgot they were even there. Bad makeup or whatever, it was just so dumb. And so right away, like 10 minutes after she's introduced, she's shoving down this video of she saw Colin Farrell kill this dude in his apartment, because they live, they can see in each other's windows. He's like, if you don't kill this drunk driver who hit me with his car, only served 3 weeks or 3 months in jail, I'm going to show this video to the police. And it was just like, out of nowhere, here you have to kill this man. And that's just the whole movie. I had no idea where it was going for the first half of the movie. And then once it started to actually get a plot going on, at that point I was just waiting for the climax to happen, because it would just drag forever. It was a lot of dumb dialogue and a lot of setup and no payoff. Like the climactic scene is him driving the truck through this house, and then having a really boring, really sloppy gunfight with like 12 dudes. And the end gunfight between Terrence Howard's character and the other dude's character, who was this other bad guy who just kind of shows up, it's just so dumb and lame and uninspired, and just not worth the other hour and 40 minutes I just put into the movie. So, I mean, if you like Colin Farrell movies, or if you like Colin Farrell, there are way more movies with him in it that are way, way, way better. I mean, The Way Back, Tigerland, Minority Report, even The Recruit. If you haven't seen The Recruit before, even that's a way better movie than this was. Terrence Howard is the same way. I like Terrence Howard. I think he's made really bad career choices in his time, but I like Terrence Howard. He is just he just spends most of the time just doing his really soft spoken dialogue with people, and a female supporting actress. Her character name is Beatrice. I don't know her actual name. I mean, she was fine enough, but her makeup job and the way they portrayed it was way more extreme than it looked, and that's just the whole movie. It seems like it should have been a lot better than it really is, and that's the problem. It's not good. It's boring. It drags on forever. It's as bad as Die Hard 5, probably worse because I was everything but falling asleep during this movie. So skip this one. Skip this one entirely. Check out The Recruit instead if you want to see a better Colin Farrell movie. Check out anything Terrence Howard is in except for this if you want to see a better Terrence Howard movie. That's pretty much it. Skip Dead Man Down.